Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller, the podcast. I'm joined by Seth.
Hey, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us on the internet.
Now, these shows originally aired on Brookings Radio, but now they're all here for your enjoyment. I hope you like it.
There you go. Sit back, enjoy the show, relax. Let us know if you want to see anything on future shows. As we said, this comes out live in the Brookings area, but enjoy this archive episode.
Beer Untapped with Perry Miller.
Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. New breweries are entering South Dakota at a rapid pace. For many of the larger brewers, it's just another state added to their footprints. But at least one smaller Nebraska brewer is really glad to be here.
We're excited to be in South Dakota. This is our third day up here, and we couldn't have been more warmly received, so we're super happy to be up here.
That's Tom Wilmoth, one of three co-founders of Zipline Brewing out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
You know, we started out in Sioux Falls, and the folks at Monk's were really supportive. Then we hit Madison at the Pub House last night, and then we're really excited to be up here at Wooden Legs. We had a great day, just kind of taking in Brookings and all it has to offer, and just had a great time introducing ourselves to various folks around town.
He says they're in the middle of an expansion.
We should be fully operational around mid-April, and so South Dakota was just a natural fit for us. We were looking to kind of grow into that space a little bit, and you know, we're already in Sioux City, and so it was an easy jump, and we kind of view the Missouri River corridor as our home base and our kind of region that we're really interested in pursuing. So for the time being, we're just trying to grow into our capacity and make sure that we're servicing our local accounts first. So we're not really interested in going coast to coast, so to speak, but much more so in that Midwest region, and really making sure that we're connecting at a personal level with people like the folks here at Wooden Legs.
Craig Ryer is Director of Marketing and Events for Zipline Brewing and a certified Cicerone as well. We discussed one of their beers, currently draft only, that'll be coming out in bottles in August. It's their take on a big Belgian beer they call their American Triple.
In general, I tend to shy away from Belgian-style triples made in America. They're a little too clovey, a little too Belgian esters and too yeasty too. I feel like they don't really represent the style, and I'm really happy that we have brewers that kind of listen to everybody at the brewery, and I think that they really had a good idea what they wanted with that beer, and I think they nailed it. And used American hops, specifically Mosaic comes out in that beer a lot, and we used the Westmalle yeast strain in that. So I mean, they invented the style, so it just came out great. And it's got a really nice fruit aroma, that nice peach aroma to it, and I just can't say enough good. It's my favorite beer we've made.
It's a fabulous beer. Can't wait till it comes out in bottles, as he told us, hopefully in August in South Dakota. And Craig says they're all about good beer.
What you want to expect out of a Zipline beer is something that a lot of thought has been put into it, and that it's going to be a well-crafted beer, and you're going to enjoy it no matter what it is. And, you know, we're getting into a little bit wild and wacky styles, you know, like Black IPA, like a crazy triple with American hops, but that's all based on a really solid understanding that we just want to make good beer, and we want to make it the best we can.
More when Beer Untapped continues.
Come Friday night, my friends and I start peeling off them labels, working hard all week, yeah. Put some beer on the table.
Welcome back to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. We've been taking a look at Zipline Brewing, a newcomer to South Dakota. We've heard from a couple of the guys from Zipline. Seth Koch of Wooden Legs Brewing in Brookings is a big fan of Zipline.
I think they were brewers that just were excited about craft beer in general as well. They were spokesmen for our industry. We were happy to host them. They've got some fantastic beers, and of course they were very gracious to come on up and let us pick their brains and ask questions. These guys are really good. They're pro grade. After talking to them, it was really cool to see their background. Some are from a law background. A couple of them have backgrounds in craft beer, including service at bars and Cicerone background, and they really kind of melted and merged together. And of course, their beers are fantastic, but their business and just kind of their attitude towards it is a lot of fun.
Brennan Sully Sullivan at Pints and Quarts of Brookings, impressed with the brewery and their beers. He first encountered Zipline at a festival in Nebraska.
There's a lot of breweries down there that either A, subpar, or B, were pretty high in themselves. But no, the guys down there at the festival were They were cool to talk to. Their beer was great, and they weren't just trying to push you through and get new people up to the thing. They wanted to talk. I'm glad to have their beer. I'm glad I'm buying my growlers from the same place as theirs, and my 64-ounce growler says Zipline on it.
In fact, a Zipline beer is the Mike Tap Handle Beer of the Week at Pints and Quarts.
Zipline New Zealand IPA. It's a nice dry finishing IPA. A little bit hop forward, but it does. The malts are balanced nicely, and it just finishes really nice and dry and clean.
Give that one a shot. You can also find the full line of Zipline bottled beers at Brookings Liquor Store. Finally this week, a cool Valentine's Day event Saturday at Wooden Leg. Seth fills us in.
We thought it'd be cool to team up with some of the best in the business for making food around, and we actually reached out to the Old Market. They have a fantastic menu, and we've worked with them on a number of projects, and through one or two conversations, we decided it'd be really fun to take some of our beers that we make here and let them tailor food to them. So we're going to bring 4 different beers. It's down at the pub here. We're going to bring 4 different beers, and they have 4 different dishes that we're going to bring. It's a date night format, so bring a date. It is Valentine's Day. We're going to have 2 sittings. We're about out of tickets for them, but we think we have a couple seats left for either the 5 o'clock or the 7:30. The cool thing about it is it's not just a beer and dinner, but we've actually, Devin from the Old Market's going to go over. She's the kind of the wizard behind the kitchen here for this menu, and she's going to tell us how the flavors match and where they've got the ingredients and how they did that. And then I'll have the opportunity to talk as well about the beers. So it'll be a kind of a nerdy culinary lesson, in addition to having a really good meal and some really good beers on Valentine's Day.
You can call Wooden Legs for ticket availability. That's it for this week's edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Next week, we'll look at the amazing growth of South Dakota beer. Until then, drink local and drink responsibly.
Thank you for listening to this archived edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Feel free to listen to other episodes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on a future show, please let us know. Thanks again.